this is Jersey. You're watching The Garden State.
You're listening to The Garden State, the only New Jersey podcast that gives you all the news you need to hear this week. My name is Josh Sobo.
I am Josh Chomik.
And back once more, our producer, the man himself,
Jimmy Parks.
How you boys doing?
All the news.
All the time.
Wow.
Every time.
Wow, did you guys work on a slogan without telling me?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Wow, you should have let me know. Because
Highly
that
unlikely,
was,
but...
That was so impressive.
Me and Jimmy hanging out outside this place? No.
Hey.
Dude.
You know what? I'm going to call Aaron again because he seems to be the only one who likes me around this place.
Shoot, I forgot he has headphones on.
Guys, I got to let you know something. When we start this podcast, we need to hook the listeners in. If someone clicked on this is their first podcast of ours that they're ever listening to, and they hear us just rambling about nonsense, they're going to go, yeah, I'm going to go listen to something else.
It's Jersey, bro.
That's true. I didn't think about that. That's a great point.
Yeah, bro. Every other podcast, people are arguing left and right. This is a brotherhood right here. This is all love.
I can't believe we actually started a union for this podcast, the three of us, and it's local 908.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'm over in local 732, so...
Yeah, so you're out the union.
I'm local 808, baby.
Me and Cho got a little brotherhood going on here, and we both pay dues. Jim's a scab, I guess, since he's not in the union.
Jimmy provides the tripod, so that's how he pays.
Well, how you guys doing? We had a pretty crazy past week in New Jersey, and we're going to get into some of the news for you today. But before we do, we want to give you a word from our sponsor. Just kidding. We don't have a sponsor, but soon, hopefully
Come on.
soon.
Come through.
But hey, guys, how was your week/weekend? What have you been up to?
What day is today?
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, yes. Well, we went to the boardwalk yesterday.
That's right.
But what happened before that? This weekend, dude?
This weekend was Father's Day. What did you do for Father's Day?
Oh, it was Father's Day. We went out to eat, and I just kicked it, bro. Saturday?
Nice. Saturday.
What did you do Saturday?
Saturday, oh man, Saturday. What did I do? Oh! I got big news. I went to Island Beach State Park first of the season.
Nice. How was it?
It was very, very windy, but I had a good time. I brought my flagpole for my truck, and to be honest with you, I bought the wrong kind of flagpole. It was a 10-foot extendable pole, but it wasn't strong enough to hold the flag up.
Yeah, I feel like you need like a pretty thick PVC pipe or something, right?
Yeah, so it was just bent looking the whole time.
Did you leave it up?
No, I took it down after about 10 minutes because the wind was so strong. I got nervous. But Island Beach, I will say, it was pretty empty, but I just love it. I love driving on the beach. There's something about it.
Emptier the better.
Exactly.
No one's bothering you.
Although sometimes it's good to see all the trucks lined up. Everyone's barbecuing. And then after that, I went to Brick. I visited some family, swam a little bit.
You just had a beach weekend there.
Yeah, I was in Brick swimming, and I will say it was Brick outside.
I was about to say it. Yeah, you took it from me.
Yeah, it was actually really chilly out. They had a heated pool though, so
that's all that matters.
Casual.
Now that I remember that you said Brick, I was playing golf Saturday morning. Yes.
Really?
Because it was 65 degrees with a slight breeze. It smelled like fall, bro.
Yes.
It made me play so much better, and the vibes were immaculate. I felt great. And, I just wish it was that weather all the time.
What were we going to say, Jimmy?
No, on the golf front, Josh might be a little proud of me. This weekend on Saturday, I tried going to Topgolf, which I know is kind of...
No, Topgolf is great.
Well, I tried going, but there was a 4-hour wait.
Yeah, you have to make a reservation a week in advance for a weekend, dude.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. So instead, I went mini golfing.
Oh, man.
Nice.
Yeah, I am disappointed.
Hey, look, you got to work on your short game now and again.
Yeah, work on those putting, bro.
Jim, you went to Topgolf, obviously, on Route 1 in Edison.
Well, I tried going there.
That place, the way they built it, every time I drive past, I look up at it, and it looks like a coliseum or something.
Yeah, bro.
It's such a beast, and it just looks so fancy from the road. And
just money, so much money coming in, dude.
Yeah, and it is a lot of fun. Great model. I always have fun when I go there.
Very expensive.
Yeah.
So what else did you do, Jimmy, after mini golfing?
After mini golfing, it was kind of late and I went home.
Okay. No, cutting grass this weekend or no?
No grass this weekend. Father's Day, I hung out with my dad for a little bit.
Nice.
Ended up going hiking. It was great.
Cool.
Saw my good friend Josh Chomik.
Where'd you hike at?
Down in the Pine Barrens.
Whoa. Okay.
Like, Jimmy, what can you share about this hike, and what can you not share about this hike?
I saw a lot of smoke, but I think we're going to get more into that later.
Yeah,
Oh!
we're gonna get into it. We're gonna pump the brakes. We're gonna pull the e-brake on that one, and we'll resume in just a little bit. So we actually have some news. We have a new merch drop coming for the 4th of July, and if you're listening to the podcast, it actually came out on Wednesday. But you can go to thegardenstate.com and get a 4th of July t-shirt. If you order it this week, you'll have it by the 4th of July. What am I missing here?
That we freaking own thegardenstate.com.
Oh, yeah. Big news. We bought
Stoked.
thegardenstate.com, and it was
Big move.
big acquisition for the pod, but we now are proud owners of it, and it's kind of crazy to think about.
It's like such a cool name. They said it's a premium domain when they called me on the phone, confirming it was real. I was like,
gonna
heck yeah, it's
say,
real.
They called you up after you bought it.
Yeah, they're
That's
just
how you
like, yeah, they want to make sure it wasn't spam or like a mistake. I was like, no, it wasn't a mistake.
Question: did you happen to go on like Wayback Machine and see what this site originally was at one point? I'm really interested.
Wait, no, I didn't.
It's a great idea. Let's go check it out right now.
Do you think it was ever used by the Garden State?
It might have just been someone that bought it just to have it.
Because it's not a .gov or .org, so like I
Yeah,
don't know
but
if the state's
still-
going to use it.
The state has things that are .orgs and .coms too for that redirect. So
Wait, 2004?
In 2004, it looked like, nothing.
it could also be a domain someone just always held on to just make a profit off of.
Well, someone was using it in 2002 for some stuff, which is really
Oh,
interesting.
please be a link.
October 18th,
Yes.
2000. There's one snapshot, and it is...
Oh, no. Did the page just go blank on you? There has to be one that works.
The page went blank. Wayback Machine is very, very creepy. Because it is a time machine of the internet.
I got to find all my free websites I made like when I was a little kid. I used to think like freeweb.com.
Yeah, free webs.
I would make
like,
websites left and right because it was free. I was like,
Yeah.
I have a website.
I had like 10 websites.
I don't even know what I put on there. I think I just posted photos.
Whoa, thegardenstate.com. Wow, this is really crazy. This is from the year 1998 or 2000, and it looks like it's a travel guide. 2003. Oh, wow.
So cool.
I wonder who owned this and what they're up to now. Yeah, it's a, this is really cool. The Garden State, New Jersey, destination guides and travel information. That's pretty cool. So yeah, we're the proud owners of thegardenstate.com, and we are releasing a 4th of July drop, and hopefully it's not sold out by the time you're listening to this. Go get yours before they go. Very, very limited because we didn't know how many we were going to sell.
Yeah, so even if it is sold out, don't worry. We have so many more clothes coming out this summer.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're kind of turning it into a store. Not everything we put out is going to be a drop. Some things are going to be permanent. So definitely just be following us on all socials for all those updates. We just thank you guys so much for all the support.
Yes,
Like, that's the only way we're making money right now.
absolutely.
So that's what's supporting the podcast. So thank you.
It's literally, it's a good point. It's literally the only stream of revenue we have since we don't have ads on here yet, because we've talked about selling out as soon as we can, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so if you want to support us, you can go buy a t-shirt, and also you're going to look awesome at the barbecue you go to on the 4th of July. So
Josh, what are you doing this 4th of July?
great question. My plans aren't solid yet. The 3rd of July, I know I got a barbecue. The 4th, I have a commitment as well, actually.
Is the 4th a Tuesday? Wait, it's a Monday
I
this
believe it's
year?
a Monday.
Oh, that's nice. You get the weekend to enjoy, and then you get an extra day off.
Yeah, I always I can't stand when the 4th of July is on the weekend because it kind of kills the vibe. But when it's on a Monday, it's that added.
It does. It changes days every year, correct? It's not always a Monday.
because it stays on the number.
Oh, true. Yeah.
So the days, it's not like
Obviously.
Thanksgiving on a Thursday. So, hey, question for you, Jimmy. What day do they celebrate the 4th of July
Is it a trick question?
in Colombia?
4th of July.
No, what
Jim-
day?
Jimmy, it's an American holiday, dude. They don't celebrate the 4th of July.
You could celebrate any day.
Oh.
Wait, where did you say Colombia?
That was like, you guys never heard that joke when you were in middle school?
Well, I thought you meant like somewhere in the States.
No, I was saying in another country, when did they celebrate the 4th of July? But
You really stumped him.
I got them. I'm sure Columbia has some sort of an Independence Day.
They've got
but-
to.
Jimmy, what are you doing 4th of July?
I'm not sure yet, honestly, which is kind of crazy because it's so soon.
I feel like I never have plans. And like the day comes and I just find barbecues to crash and just hang at.
Yeah.
You guys know how I always have big ideas for this podcast, like the dream idea one day?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. The dream idea I have now for the 4th of July. We partner with a beach town and we sponsor the greatest 4th of July fireworks show the state of New Jersey has ever had. Like, I'm talking like $100,000 worth of fireworks.
I wonder how much like a town spends on fireworks. Like, is $100,000 a lot of money for fireworks? I have no idea.
I think it is. Yeah, I think they probably spend, I don't know, maybe they spend like 15, 20 grand on fireworks.
I have no idea.
I would think way more, right?
I'm going to try and look this up.
I feel like fireworks are so expensive.
It can't be 100. You think your town spends $100,000 on fireworks?
It depends on the town. Like there's some towns that go off.
Yeah, average display costing $15,000 to $30,000. So Sobes, you're right on the money.
You guys, I just know things. And
Yeah, but
And
is
that
like,
comes from NorthJersey.com.
But what does the 15,000 to 30,000 show look like? Like we've seen some nice fireworks shows in our days.
Well, I think that's your average municipality. And
Okay.
then you get into like, the big dogs.
Like Red Bank.
Like Red Bank. Red Bank
That
probably spends
100K.
more. Although,
That show is awesome when we went.
yeah, Red Bank or like, I don't know if Jersey City puts on a big show at Liberty State Park. But those would be, top dollar kind of shows, right?
Jimmy,
Yeah.
look up how much the Macy's fireworks show costs. What do you think that is?
My guess would be $225,000.
Interesting number. Well, Jimmy will get back to us on that, but I'm probably just going to chill.
$6 million.
What did you guys, Josh?
I said $225,000.
Way
I'll
off.
I'll take that. But guys, I misunderstood what you said. I thought you said Macy Township.
Josh, no.
Macy Town.
Yeah, is there a Macy Township in
No.
New Jersey? Oh, I could have gotten away with it.
You never know.
All right, well, let's move on. Before we get into the news, Josh and I went to Seaside yesterday, and I just got to say, every time I go to Seaside Heights, New Jersey, I feel like I'm in the Truman Show. Remember the Jim Carrey movie? You ever see that one?
Yeah.
Where he's the only real person and everybody else is an actor. That's how I feel every time I go to the boardwalk in Seaside. Where do these people come from?
I know. I feel like I'm just like everyone's staring at you, like you
Yes.
don't belong,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Where am I right now?" It's like in Inception, the movie, when they were in the dream, and like when people start like looking at you like that because
Yes.
like you're uncomfortable in that place. Yeah, like that's how I felt.
I always feel every time I'm there like I'm being transported in time, and I just don't know. What do we do with Seaside, man? It's gone through its ups and its downs. The Jersey Shore house, all this stuff. It needs to happen. Some sort of revitalization.
But I think that's how people like it, dude.
You think?
Yeah. Well, it's always popping. Like people are
That's
not
true.
stopping going to Seaside. It's just like that's the vibe at Seaside. Like if you had to describe Seaside in one word, what would it be?
Oh, dude,
I'm putting you on the spot.
This sounds. The word that came to my mind is mean. So I'm going to think of a nicer word that still accurately describes it. I would say grimy. That was the word that came to my mind.
I think that's fair. It's not mean.
There's-
That's accurate.
There's a grime. There's a certain grime. It's kind of like when you go to the White Diamond in Clark. You know when you go to the White Diamond in Clark and you leave and the oil is on your clothing?
It's the worst.
Yeah.
If you could take
No,
that smell
it's nice.
and turn it into an exterior aesthetic, that's what it is
Well,
to
there's
me.
so many factors that get put together to make that grime in Seaside.
Yeah, and here's the other thing is shore workers are always like, and I can say this because I have some Polish ancestry. Where do they find like the Polish immigrants to work at these like the balloon thing where you throw the dart and pop the balloon? Like where do they come from?
Bro, they need a job.
I know, like in Cape May, if you've ever go to the fudge place, what's the shore place that sells the fudge? It's like there's like 4 of them.
Fudge puppies?
No,
What is it called?
hold on. Cape May fudge. Oh, I think it's the Fudge Kitchen, the original Fudge Kitchen. Maybe there's only 2 of them though. Yeah, so like the Fudge Kitchen, I go in there and nobody is like from America. It's like it's all Polish people, and I'm like, my brethren, what are you all doing here? Like, how did you end up here? They all look just like me. I think they like ship them over and give them housing to work in the fudge shop.
Hey, man, if they're killing it,
Not a bad life. For
not
sure.
a bad life. God bless them. Like I wanted a job down the shore when I was like a teenager.
Yeah,
I just didn't live near the ocean, so I couldn't get there.
Would you want to work the Ferris wheel at Seaside Heights?
I was more of like the games type of guy.
Okay.
Like I wanted to work. What's the one where you pop the balloons with dart? That one's a cool game.
That's a great game.
I know. I just wanted to like hang with people and
Yeah.
like watch them win. Mm-hmm. But now I think about it, like I'm happy that never happened to me.
Did you ever stay in Seaside Heights? I mean, when I was in high school, everybody would go down for Memorial Day weekend. I never partook. Is that a word? I never joined in the activities.
Me neither.
Jimmy, did you ever go?
Yeah, I went once. I didn't have the best time.
Yeah. Did you get a little homesick?
I got a little sick. I don't want to be homesick.
Okay.
But
All right. Well, moving on.
I used to go to like Wildwood, like with my friends every year. Like we went a few times together.
Yeah. Whoa, wait. We have to tell the Wildwood story. We're rambling a lot in this intro, but we have one story we have to tell.
Are you going to talk about the hotel?
I will never forget the time we went to Wildwood and you booked us a motel and you told all of us, hey, this is a nice spot. Trust me, it's going to be a good experience. And we all, like 20 of us, trusted you. Come to find out you booked the Cozy Crest.
Yeah, it was cozy.
Dude.
In Wildwood Crest, dude. It was like the dream spot.
Dude, the reviews, if you go online, Cozy Crest, Wildwood.
I'm sorry, I want to save you guys a little bit money.
The reviews on
It was
Google
so
Reviews.
cheap.
I swear they've inflated the reviews. It's now 3 stars, but it used to be...
What's the first one? 5 out of 5.
I'm not reading that one. I'm going to read the 2 out of
TripAdvisor
5.
has it as 1.5 stars.
Okay, guys.
Okay, so
relax.
Google reviews are inflated, but I'll never forget when we walked in this hotel room. It looked like it hadn't been updated since the 70s, and nothing matched. The drapes didn't match. The pillowcases didn't match. The sheets, everything was different. Like the two pillows were different fabric.
But I slept like a baby, dude.
No, you didn't. You got sick from the fried Oreos on the boardwalk.
Oh, I'm thinking of the second time I went there.
Josh.
Why'd you go back?
We went back because it's a bargain, and I liked the guy at the front desk. He was the man, and I want to support his business.
Can I read some reviews for the Cozy Crest in Wildwood?
Yeah, but first, let me just say the cleanliness is rated a 1.3 on TripAdvisor.
Guys,
That's terrible.
Who reads the... Guys, it's
I
not
read-
about that. I'm not going to bring a family
Yeah,
there, but
let's
if
hear
we're,
a full
if we're
review.
teenagers, we're
Let's
going
hear
to
a full
we're
review.
going to love this place.
Before we get into the reviews for the Cozy Crest, Josh, can we just talk about how the second time you went back, you went into the part of the building that was closed down for construction. You opened
No,
it.
let me say. Can I speak? You guys are just trashing me right now. Can I have a moment? Guys, the reason we went here with my friends is because we had like 15 people and we couldn't get we couldn't stay at the El Coronado because we're not spending like $300 on a room a night. So what do? I save all my friends some money. I get a room that fits like 8 people. We get like 2 of those rooms and it's an amazing time. And the second time we went there was post Sandy. So half the building got destroyed from the hurricane. And we happened to take a little stroll into the abandoned part of the building. Little did we know there was a naked homeless man living there. We walked into his home, and then we went back to our room. And hey, we had a great night's rest. We had a beautiful night. So,
Bro.
if you need a place to stay in Wildwood, New Jersey, Cozy Crest, look it up. They're still in business, bro.
Dude, I want to
They're killing it.
I need to read reviews for the Cozy Crest right now. Okay, Lauren Kirscher says 1 out of 5. We ended up not staying overnight because the room was so gross. We checked out a few hours after checking in. The ceiling in the living room had condensation building up on it.
Who cares?
And dripping onto the floor. There were dead bugs. Hold on. There were dead bugs on the base of the lamp. Stains on the towels. Dust everywhere.
No.
Spider webs in the sink. It was like the beginning of a scary movie.
Not my experience.
Hold on, let me find you. There's some really great ones. Let me find you one more before we go. Someone, E. Myers, says, disgusting in all capital letters. First thing, the pictures on the website are old. They must have been taken when they first opened, which had to be in the 70s. Once you check in, they tell you have only 30 minutes to request a refund if you're unsatisfied. That's not a great sign. 30 minutes? You have to start a timer? Once we finally made it to our room, it was so dusty and dirty, blood on our blankets.
Oh, no shot, dude.
And the tub had a
People
black...
are so dramatic and sheltered.
The tub had a black ring around it and footprints inside. It had a smell. The vents were covered in sheets of dust. Good thing I have cleaning supplies in the car. We had to wipe down the room. So this person cleaned out their room?
Yeah, you want to save some money, you got to stay at the Cozy Crest.
Oh my goodness.
And the best part is the Wi-Fi is cozy. That's the password.
Anita McCann says, if I could give a negative rating, I would. This place was so run down. Our room was dirty. The shower curtain was moldy. Air vents called in dust. Other guests smoked in the room.
Okay, guys.
Hallway smelled of urine.
Listen, we're a podcast of positivity, and I don't want to just trash the Cozy Crest because the Cozy Crest has done many good things for me in my life, and I've had a good experience. And I'm not gonna lie, I'd go back. So
okay, fair enough.
Wildwood's a great time. Been there many times with my friends. Always a fun time. Sneaking into the El Coronado pool. Never got caught. It's just like, you got to find your spots and you hit the boardwalk. Great rides, great atmosphere. Watch the tram car.
Why did you not go in the pool at the Cozy Crest?
It was shut down.
Yeah, why was it shut down?
Maintenance.
Someone probably. Well, look, if you're watching this on TikTok and you've stayed at the Cozy Crest, let us know in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts. But let's move on to the actual news for the week. A wildfire has burned 15,000 acres of New Jersey pine barrens, the biggest wildfire since 2007.
That's a crazy amount of acreage burned. Like I've seen some other wildfires in New Jersey, 3,000 acres, 5,000 acres, even 11,000 acres, but 15?
That's a lot of acreage.
That's like 22 square miles.
Wow.
Bro, the photos of like these like columns of smoke going up into the sky, crazy.
It looks like a nuclear bomb went off.
Literally, I saw one photo a guy took from his plane from far away. It looked like a bomb went off.
So here's what I want to know when a fire like this happens is the state divided on this being a good thing or a bad thing? Because I know some people would say this is good for the pine barrens. In a way, that might sound counterintuitive to some people, but you're burning down, a lot of old trees and then it makes room for new stuff. Or are most people like, this is really bad?
So I think you have to take it for what it is, right? So the way the fire started, probably not the best. They said it started from an illegal campfire. You don't want an uncontrolled fire raging. But if you look at it from an ecological perspective, a lot of good things came out of this fire. No structures were damaged. No one was hurt or injured. But I think people shouldn't be going around just lighting random fires. Leave that to the professionals who do the prescribed burning every year.
Yeah, thank God this was like in the middle of nowhere, and it didn't kill anyone. It didn't burn down any structures like that. Like, thank God it was in the middle of nowhere. But like, why is someone making a fire in the middle of the forest? This weekend was so windy.
People are out of their minds.
Don't make a fire with that kind of wind, dude. Like, it's just going to spread so easily.
Should I read you guys the article just to get some info on this?
Yes, please.
The Wharton State Forest fire that began as a small blaze on Sunday morning will have destroyed an estimated 15,000 acres before it is completely put out, making it the largest wildfire in New Jersey in the past 15 years. As crews continue to work on Tuesday to completely extinguish the blaze, smoke spread out over some regions of the state, causing hazy conditions and some air quality issues. According to Sean LaTourette, the commissioner of the Department of Environmental Protection, which oversees the New Jersey Forest Fire Service, this didn't have to happen. So there's some implication there. He's saying it's looking like,
Yeah, don't make a random fire in the forest on a windy day.
He said most wildfires are caused by carelessness, and it's important to recognize that because it places us within our power to avoid circumstances like this.
You see the Smokey the Bear signs.
Yeah.
Like extreme fire damage, extreme fire.
Danger.
Yeah, you got to listen to Smokey, man. He's always right.
Can I share a hot take on this, and pun intended with hot take?
Yeah, go for it.
I think wildfires are the natural life cycle of the earth. This might sound like far out, but follow me on this.
Listening.
I think the only reason a wildfire is an issue is because we live near forests.
Yes.
Otherwise, it wouldn't really be. I know there's wildlife concerns, but it's also like the forest, dying so that fresh trees can come forward.
So I spent a lot of time in Montana last summer, and they had fires like crazy all the time that just started from lightning, not even from people.
And that was what I was going to get to. Yeah, because like a lot of these, it's not like wildfires became a thing when we learned how to do campfires.
Exactly.
Lightning causes them all the time. So,
and that's what I was thinking when I was in Montana last year. I was like, this place must have been on fire constantly back in the day. That's
what I'm getting at. I feel like it's a natural built-in life cycle to our Earth. And I know that's a hot take. I know some people are gonna be like, "Oh, what about the bears?" And it's like, I know. I always sound like I'm like a crazy person, but I just feel like there's something kind of baked into nature where lightning strikes, a fire starts, trees burn down, then new beautiful trees sprout up.
And the animals are smart.
That's
like
what I was
when
just
they
gonna say.
smell the smoke coming toward them, their natural instinct is to just run and get away, and they are going to get away. Like
Or
you're
they
not
go underground too. Some of
exactly.
them
They know how
don't
to
even
protect
run.
themselves. So yeah, that's not like really a concern. It's just like that's nature.
So I was going to ask you a question about this, and my brain literally just froze as I started this sentence.
Are we for sure it wasn't lightning?
100% sure.
No lightning this weekend?
The New Jersey Forest Fire Service came out on a news conference today and said the cause was from this illegal campfire. So they completely ruled out lightning.
You think they're going to find the culprit?
They have in the past. So
That's crazy.
I
I wonder what
wouldn't
that
doubt
person's
it.
thinking right now. They're probably like freaking out.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So
They might even turn themselves in depending on like what type of person they are.
are there like detectives that handle this type of thing?
Yes, you have arson investigators.
So if it was like just us, the three of us are camping down in the forest, and we are leaving the campground, and maybe there's some embers on the ground, and we don't stomp them out. And as we leave, we hear about this happening, and we go, maybe it was us. And then we go to the local PD and say, hey, we had a campfire. It might have been us. Do we face fines and consequences?
Depends if it was an illegal fire or not. If it's in a campground, like a designated camping area, that would not be an illegal fire. And that's just, it's negligence, right?
Okay, got it.
You didn't purposely set this forest on fire. Accidents happen. But I think where it comes into play here, this was not within a designated camping area. This was just a fire that someone made on the ground.
Fair enough.
That's my biggest fear when we go camping. Like, because we make some big fires, dude.
Well, last year we went camping, and we had to get like 2 cords of wood, or like a cord of wood in my truck. And we had so much wood left over. We made the biggest campfire I've ever seen in my life. We were like 10 feet back from it, and it was like hot on us.
But the only reason we did that is because it was pouring rain and we were about to go home. We were like, we have to burn all the wood.
Yeah.
And the rain gave us the confidence with the forest being soaked that like,
Yes.
hey, like we can make this massive blazer and, not worry. There was like sparks flying, but we made sure like they
it
weren't going
was
to the
so
woods.
hot that it was pouring rain, and we were pretty dry because we were staying next to the
It
fire.
would dry us off. It
We
was
were
so
just
cool.
singing songs by the campfire, having a good old time. Then we packed up and went home after everything went out.
And
It was-
we made sure everything was out.
It was. You said that almost like we were responsible for this one.
Well, no, I hear about these stories of these campfires,
Yeah.
and like some people are just so irresponsible. Just make sure your fire is completely out, no matter where you are. Even if you're on a campground, make sure it's out so things like this
Absolutely.
get avoided. So
Well, I will say, thank goodness nobody lost their life in the blaze.
Yeah, for real.
And it looks like one other question I did have is when trees burn. Are they like nutrient rich for the soil? Like, does that enrich the soil? Like
Yeah, and not only is it good for like plants and stuff, but it actually creates habitat for animals too.
that's
look,
amazing.
I'm telling you guys my theory. I know it's a hot take. It just makes sense. It's almost like, I don't know. But so the other thing was when I was in Yellowstone, which not even to get into Yellowstone because they're going through a lot there right now. But when I was there were all these burnt old black trees. And me and Shelb were driving, and I read this plaque about the trees. And I said to her, hey, when do you think that wildfire happened that burned those trees? Because she was looking at them. And she goes, I don't know, like maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. It happened in 1988, and they were still burned.
No way.
Yeah, they were still, like, it wasn't like they fell over already and there was new stuff. So it is a long process for these forests to sometimes, get back in the growth.
I guess it also depends on the kind of tree it was. Because I've seen those out in Montana, like the same
Yep.
exact thing, like the dead trees. It's crazy how they just stand there and that's how it is over like 40 years.
But I also guess, like, what's a long time in the grand scheme of the earth? Like we're talking 35 years for trees to grow back. Who cares? I mean, that's in the grand scheme of everything. Like,
Yeah, it's nothing.
it's a blip on the radar. But let's move on to the next story. This one's pretty interesting. This week, New Jersey Transit canceled 33 trains due to workers going on strike.
There's always something wrong with New Jersey Transit.
Yes.
Just train delays left and right. The workers going on strike, which causes even more cancellations and delays. I'm so happy I'm not a commuter anymore, dude.
Yeah, it says NJ Transit said the shortage was caused by illegal job action taken by the Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers and Trainmen. Awesome name, or otherwise known as BLENT, which is a great acronym. They should drop the
They're
E and
the
just make it.
BLENT. That's amazing.
They should just make it BLT. I want to join that union, man. So it says, with today's engineer call-outs at nearly triple the rate of an average weekday, it is clear that this is the result of an illegal job action, NJ Transit said. NJ Transit is disappointed that the union would perpetrate such an act on the more than 100,000 commuters who depend on NJ Transit rail service every day. We intend to explore all legal remedies in response to this illegal and irresponsible action.
What's illegal? Them going on strike?
Yeah, I mean, I guess
I'm confused.
When the union has a contract with NJ Transit, I don't know if strikes are ever technically legal.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, isn't a strike always like that? People are going on strike because they don't like how.
I don't know, but I'm curious to know what they're striking for, because it sounds like obviously there's probably a contract being negotiated right now, and yeah, I just find it interesting because we had some friends texting us. They were in the city trying to leave last week, and the last train went out at like 5:00. And nobody could get home from the city. That's a great strike to go on because if you think all these commuters rely on you to get home from work, they're going to be ticked off when they can't leave New York.
Dude, I've been stuck in the city so many times due to like cancellations and train delays, and this is just like 20 times worse. I couldn't imagine being in Penn Station on a hot summer day, like bunched up with all those people just waiting to like get onto a train. It sounds miserable. These guys know what they're doing. They want their money.
The Brotherhood wants their money, man.
New Jersey Transit has to figure something out because it's a mess. It's been a mess for many years. What are they going to do? Is there a solution?
The solution is we're going to pay more taxes and they're going to get the raise they need. I mean, we're not going to go without trains. They're going to have to renegotiate the contract. They're either going to move funds around. I don't know how you even do that. Or they're going to just have to figure out where to get more money from. And usually that's you and me. So we'll see what happens with NJ Transit. Or I guess ticket prices could go up, right? That might be the alternative.
They've been going up, dude. And nothing gets better. They've been fixing the tracks. They've been fixing the stations, but nothing gets fixed.
Well, I think at this point, NJ Transit is so deeply entrenched in the infrastructure that they've built out over the last 50 years or maybe even more, that in order for something to change, it would cost billions and billions and billions of dollars.
Billions.
Lines would have to be ripped up. It would have to be a whole overhaul that I just don't think we have like the infrastructure to handle.
Well, who is going to fund the new tunnel being built? Remember they're going to build another tunnel to like help the flow trains?
I think that's a lot of federal money that's doing that.
Is that still going to happen? I know like it was part of the Trump administration. They were going to do something with it, but I don't know. I haven't read into it.
I think that you're talking about the Portal Bridge first, because I think that's the first project.
Which one's the Portal Bridge?
It goes over the Hackensack River.
Okay.
And that bridge is the one that always gets like stuck in the open position. So they're working on that first, and then I think next they're doing what's the Gateway Tunnel? Is that what it's called? I'm pretty sure.
Is it the Hudson Tunnel project or no? Is that something different?
Not
the Gateway. I'm sorry, the Gateway Tunnel construction could start in 2023. Officials say so. That must be the one you're talking about. Federal financing to build $11.6 billion Gateway Rail Tunnel.
Wow.
So it says
it's a lot of money.
Yeah. So it sounds like the Biden administration is now moving it, trying to push it forward.
How long of a project is that? Like 10 years? That's a never-ending project right there.
First day of work, you show up to make a tunnel under the Hudson. Where are you starting? You're like, all right, guys, so we're going to, let's just start digging. Like, what are they? I've never understood this.
Yeah, where is it even going to start from? Like, where are you going into the tunnel? Like, is it going to be next to the other one? Is there room? You're going under Jersey City, right? Or where does the tunnel currently go under?
Yeah, I guess it would go under a small portion of Jersey City, but
that's so much work.
I have no idea. I have no idea how this stuff works, and this is why engineers are amazing because they figure it out.
Well, this is why we stay in Jersey.
True.
Yeah.
This is why we stay in the Garden State.
I stay away from New Jersey Transit as much as I possibly can. If I have to go into the city, I'll drive. I don't mind driving if it's like not rush hour or anything crazy like that. So.
with that, we'll have to keep you guys updated on the strike. It sounds like things are kind of back to normal. Maybe they're negotiating, and the Locomotive Brotherhood are on the scene getting what they deserve. So NJ schools are placing students in padded, quiet rooms, and some are wondering if they are breaking the law.
I'm so shocked reading this. I had no idea this was happening. Is that legal?
When you told me about this story, I literally needed to see a photo because I didn't believe what you were saying. I didn't even know this was a thing.
Yeah, dude, the photos are whack, dude. They're putting kids in this tiny little box. Like, are you kidding me?
So this sounds very, very complicated because the rooms were built for mainly kids with autism and other disabilities, and they put them in these rooms apparently when behaviorally they're being out of control, like they can't control themselves. But that doesn't sound like a good solution. But I don't know all the ins and outs of, people with special needs and that learning environment to say, is this the right or wrong thing? But one mom who has a son with autism is saying this is really, really bad.
I can only imagine. Like, I would be so upset if I heard, like, my kid being put into a padded room because they were misbehaving. Like, send them to the principal's office. Have them call me first. Like, that just sounds like that's bad, dude.
Yeah, the article says in January 2018, a bill was signed into law by Governor Murphy establishing requirements over the use of restraints and seclusion on students with disabilities in New Jersey. The law set forth criteria to which schools must adhere when employing the use of physical restraints and seclusion techniques on students with disabilities. I'm going to skip down a little bit in the article because it says the use of seclusion rooms and restraints on NJ school children with disabilities has become quite controversial. NJ.com today reported on the case of Anna Rivera, who has lost count of the amount of times her child's teachers have locked her son in seclusion rooms. Rivera's son, diagnosed with autism, has been repeatedly locked away in seclusion rooms since pre-K. When he is shut inside the principal's office, he's been locked since pre-K when he was shut inside the principal's office after he would not calm down. At age 6, Rivera's son came home with so many bruises from being roughly restrained by teachers that the family took the child to the emergency room. So this sounds crazy, and I don't know, like, based solely on that, I would say these teachers need to be brought up on some charges. Obviously, the kid has bruises on him. But this doesn't seem like the right I don't know anything about this whole process, but this just does not seem like a good idea.
Well, back in the day, bro, when we were in elementary school, like, this was not even a thing anywhere, dude. Like, imagine that happening to us, dude. Our parents would flip out. Like, going to what would solve the issues back in the day is just being sent to the principal's office, and if you were, like, absolutely awful, you would just have your parents called, and then you would be out of there. Like, your parents would come pick you up. Being put into a box, that's not human. That's not humane.
Yeah, I agree with you completely, and I think
you have to see the photos.
What's really sad is, like, if you have a disability where you can't control your outburst, let's say, and you start to freak out, clearly something's going on, you know? And I just, you got to feel empathy for a 6-year-old kid that's put in a box because he can't control his, he has autism and he's having an outburst. Like, it just doesn't seem like this is the right approach for our school system. But again, I'm being very careful because we may not know the whole story here, but just based on what I'm reading, it sounds really messed up.
Like, if you put me in that room right now, like, just looking at these photos, if you put me in that room, I'd start freaking out. I don't think it would help at all. Like, I don't think putting a child in this, like, enclosure would actually help them.
And if you look at all the photos online, they don't look like they're, like, bright rooms with toys and stuff for the kid to, like, focus on. It's just a dark, padded box.
Yeah, this is not like a mental institution. Like, this is a classroom.
So I don't know where this even comes from. Jimmy, you want to say something? What were you thinking?
So I just want to tell a quick story. Back in high school, I think there's 2 girls who were fighting or something, but this one girl was, like, really freaking out, and the principal ended up locking her in our auditorium. And I just remember her, like, banging on the doors.
She was by herself in the auditorium?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds awesome.
So nothing to do with, like, anyone with a disability or anything.
We didn't have the padded room, so the next best thing, the auditorium. See, but that's an open space.
Yeah.
Like, you could, like, run around the auditorium, have a good time. Like, if you put a person in a padded, closed room, I'd freak out. Like, I'm not claustrophobic, but, like, if you put me in a tight space like that, that's uncomfortable, I'd freak out.
So they make it sound, look, this is where I'm cynical. They make it sound like it's something for the safety of the teacher. Like the first point, physical restraint is used only in an emergency in which the student is exhibiting behavior that places the student or others in immediate physical danger. But to go back to this other woman's point, whose child was put in, Anna Rivera, she's saying at the age of 6, like how much physical danger could a 6-year-old be putting an adult in? You know, like that just seems a little bit wild. I guess if you need to put them in there for a few minutes until the parent comes because they're like scratching people or something. I don't know.
I just think there's like a better way to go about it. Like just looking at the photos of the room, it looks dark and it wasn't a thing back in the day. So why is it a thing now? Is it actually working? I don't know. I would love to hear some insight from people listening. If you have any experience with this, are you a teacher? Do you guys have this in your classroom? Let us know.
Yeah.
I'm so curious.
So 47 guests were seized in Wayne, New Jersey prior to an illegal pop-up party this last week.
The pop-ups are just happening all over the place. It's the new thing, I guess.
What's with this generation's love for pop-up parties? Why not just plan a good old-fashioned party?
They just want to pop up. They want to link up.
Yeah, it says an illegal pop-up party in Wayne was beginning to heat up when an army of police suddenly burst in. A total of 47 partygoers were temporarily taken into custody after New Jersey State Police spotted advertisements posted by the organizers on social media and tipped off the Wayne Police Chief, Jack McNiff. See, why would you post it on social media? Like that's an easy L for the party.
Dumbest thing you could do.
It says nearly 500 guests were expected at the Saturday night bash in a vacant commercial building near the Willowbrook Mall, but police pulled the plug before that could happen. Detective Captain Dan Daly said. Detectives who had eyes on the building before the scheduled start time. So I guess what they did was they set up a little sting. Like they waited for the kids to go in, and then they just all barged in and pulled them out.
These kids are idiots for posting on social media.
And they went into an abandoned building to do this.
It looks awful.
It does not look like
maybe
a good time.
because we're old. Maybe you could call it. You'll say we're boomers, but like, look at this building. Why would you want to go to a party here?
You got to be a kid, I guess, man. You got to be back in that mindset of like,
dude. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, with that, these they were seized. They seized the 47 kids and maybe adults. It doesn't really say. It doesn't say they're minors.
It's probably people our age.
Yeah, it's probably people that are like, I hate these guys on TikTok, man. This was I was at that party. It was great.
Hey, just like I like the cozy crest, maybe people like going to parties like that.
Hey,
to each their own. Everyone's got their style. But for me, look at these photos. Like it's just a rundown building. They spray painted the walls, organizing what rooms are what, and I don't know, man. I just like I can't. I'm not trying to do that. Party floor.
It says the party floor, and it literally is like an old office building. It just doesn't look like a good time.
I guess if you're just trying to rage, like go for it. But like
they put a hole in the wall.
I'd rather go to like a house party, not an abandoned building party.
Yeah, man, it just seems like a weird environment, and the police set up a sting operation to get these kids. Which
Listen,
is
if you're gonna have a pop up, just keep it a little low key, because if you post it on social media, everyone's gonna find out about it.
Yeah, actually make it a pop up party, right?
It kind of makes sense, right?
So that's a fun little piece of local news. If you live near Wayne, maybe you heard about this. And shout out to Captain Dan Daly for
he saved the day,
taking down the kids.
I wonder who owns the building.
They were probably not happy. So, hey, this next story that I put in here isn't even about New Jersey, but it made me laugh so hard because NJ.com reported on it that I just figured, let's talk about it. Apparently, a jumbo floating Hong Kong restaurant has sunk into the South China Sea.
What? Oh.
Yeah, this is a massive restaurant that was a boat restaurant. And it sunk just this past week in an iconic restaurant, nonetheless.
I thought you were reading this headline telling us it was happening at like a Hong Kong restaurant in Jersey sunk. No. I was like, wait, what are we talking about?
No. In Hong Kong, China, guys, the Garden State's expanding.
If it's on NewJersey.com, it's for us.
Yeah, and let me just read you guys this article real quick. I had to throw this one in here. Just bear with me for just a moment. It says an iconic Hong Kong floating restaurant capsized just days after tugboats towed it out to sea with the hopes of taking it to an undisclosed shipyard. Unfortunately, those plans sunk, along with the ship as the 3-story vessel named the Jumbo Kingdom capsized Saturday after meeting adverse conditions in the South China Sea. The ship sank more than 3,280 feet.
Oh, man.
Making it extremely difficult to salvage the ship.
Oh, yeah, you
No
think.
crew members were injured, and no one on board the main vessel.
Oh, that's awesome. No injuries. Let's go.
Nobody was on board when it sank.
How do you get to this restaurant? Like, you got a boat out to it? I'm very confused.
I'm going to look it up.
Or is it a boat that you get on at the dock and then you go for like a nice cruise through the ocean and eat?
It sounds to me like it was a boat that was always at a dock, and then there's like there's a little bridge out to it. But let me try to find some photos of it capsizing because there's photos of it tipping over. Pretty awesome stuff, guys. Yeah, it's down in the drink right now. And, so I just figured I'd throw that in here this week for you guys because, kind of interesting story, right? No,
Yeah.
I'm kind of just lost for words. I'm trying to think of what to say about this. It's just absolutely tragic. Like, this place looks like it's popping on the weekends, dude. That's the spot you want to go.
It was called Jumbo, and it was enormous.
Look how cool I want to go there so bad. That looks like the spot to be.
Yeah, I guess it was shutting down, and they were sending it out to sea. And it's a sad end to a Hong Kong restaurant.
Let's hope they, bring that thing out of the ocean and rebuild, bring it back to life. I don't know.
Well, that's what I was thinking. That thing would crush in New York City in like the West Side Highway.
Yeah, you think like, why don't they have like more floating restaurants? Is it like a legal thing that they're not allowed to?
I don't know.
Are there any boat restaurants like that right now?
That's a really good question.
I
man.
know there's like cruises you can go out like onto the Hudson.
On the East River, there is a boat that's a restaurant, I think, but I don't know if it's like a permanent structure that's attached to the land or if it's an actual boat that goes out. So
Very interesting, to say the least.
Thanks for bearing with me there, guys. I just wanted to get that one in there.
I hope the listeners enjoyed a little piece of South China today.
Yes. And our last story for the night, an immersive Van Gogh exhibit is coming to Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Cool.
Yeah, this is, if you're listening to the podcast, you're going to want to look this one up. But the acclaimed Beyond Van Gogh, the immersive experience, will be taking up residence at the Hard Rock Casino and AC starting July 8th through August 28th. The three-dimensional exhibit promises projections of more than 300 of Van Gogh's artwork pieces in space of more than 30,000 square feet. According to the tour's manager, over 2.5 million tickets have been sold worldwide for the tour. And I can't lie, when I see these photos online, it looks like a really good time. It looks pretty cool.
Can you pull some up right now so I can see it?
Absolutely.
My parents went when it was in New York, and they loved it.
Really?
When was
Yep.
it in New York?
Like last year.
I thought I saw photos of people doing it.
They
It
loved it.
sounds really cool. I would love to go visit.
Well, now Jersey gets it. You guys have to, if you're listening to this right now, look up.
Yeah, they can look up
Was it?
Van Gogh exhibit, Atlantic City, New Jersey, and see some photos. But it looks like a really good time, and I would not be opposed to going down myself if you guys want to make a trip.
Yeah, it's like a room just with a ton of projectors, just like coloring the walls. You're walking in this like 3D looking space. It looks amazing.
Are we going to make a trip, you think?
I don't go to AC often, but we could stop there on the way to Wildwood when we head down there this season to the Crazy Crest.
Great point. Oh, to the Crest.
Have you ever been to an exhibit like this before, Josh?
I went to one in Lower Manhattan called the Feelings exhibit, I think, or something like that. And it was all these different rooms, like happy, sad. It was really, really cool. But hey, question for you guys: do you think Atlantic City will ever be revitalized? Jimmy, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think all cities go in phases.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Camden's coming back up again now. That used to be the most dangerous city in the whole United States. So, I think it all just goes, it's all cycles.
Well, I hope it actually happens. What I'm thinking, though, is like, with that happening, do we invest in some oceanfront property in AC? Like, could that be the future of the state of New Jersey? I don't know. Just a thought I'm throwing out there. It also says, according to the website, Paquin Entertainment focuses on maximizing opportunities to present and distribute the creative efforts of its producers, creators, and artists on a global scale, contributing to their respective potential. So I that's a lot of words to really say. Like, it's going to be a pretty cool exhibit. You're going to want to check it out. But Josh, what do you think, man?
I guess it's just bringing a lot of people from like who's going to Atlantic City? Like everyone in South Jersey?
I know a lot of people go to Atlantic City like all the time from up this way too.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of people go down to casinos and they hang out for the whole weekend.
So it's always popping.
I think it's always popping down there.
Then why did they say it's like dying? Because obviously the city itself is trash, but like it's a ton of people are still going, right?
Oh yeah, but they're only staying in the casinos. I think the casinos are like the best worst thing for Atlantic City because people don't explore outside of the casino.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a few big casinos, and I think a few have closed recently, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
What, they went out of business or?
Yeah, I think it's competitive, and if you're not doing the best, you're not going to last. But also, Atlantic City also has some really rough areas as well.
Yep.
So that's why I asked, because like, could it potentially turn around? Could it become something better? Atlantic City has such a cool history too of being, a really amazing old spot. And the other thing is, even culturally, like having some pretty more recent like boxing fights happen in AC, and like just within our culture as a country, I feel like Atlantic City is pretty well known. You know,
Oh no, definitely.
Yeah, everyone knows the name AC, Atlantic City.
Wasn't Atlantic City where the in the Seinfeld episode where they have the Miss America pageant with the birds on the balcony?
Yes, I think so. Yeah. Oh my God, that's such a good episode.
They go down to AC and then George or Jerry throws the ice.
Yeah, and it falls on the girl's birds that Kramer was like with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kramer's like her manager.
Yes.
Oh, I gotta watch that episode again. Yeah, but like that's what I mean. Like it's such a big part of the culture, you know, that a Seinfeld episode is talking about AC. And I would like to see it make a comeback, you know, like revitalize the area, get some cool new businesses coming in. I guess when your entire economy is based on casinos, it might be like, you know, that's your bread and butter. And when they don't do well, you don't do well, I guess, right?
I'm trying to go down.
Let's go check it out. The buildings are huge. It is crazy that this is just a spot down on the Jersey Shore, isn't it?
Yeah, I was at Brigantine last year. We like stopped in AC for like one night. And like, we hit a casino, but that was about it. So I don't really know what else AC has to offer.
Buildings are so huge. It's so crazy that this is just down the shore.
It's pretty cool.
Randomly. Well,
it looks beautiful from there, but then you're actually on the ground and you're like, where am I right now?
yep. Well, if you love Atlantic City, you know, send us a message and let us know what you love about it. And maybe we'll go see the Van Gogh exhibit this summer.
Let's check it out. We have a lot of things to go see this summer.
I know.
We keep saying it. We can't be saying these things.
We just say every episode, we should go see this.
I'd rather go to something like that in the winter. Like, you know.
Yes, that's a great point. Like a summertime activity does not seem like an art exhibit for me personally.
No, it's got to be the winter time. It's got to be cold, maybe rainy out, and I want to be there then, not on a hot sunny day when I can go to the beach.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Thanks, Jimmy.
With that, that was my last story of the night, boys, and it's been a great pod. It's been a really great time tonight with you guys.
22.
22nd podcast episode. Wow.
It's insane. These weeks are flying by.
Yes, they are. Does anyone have any closing remarks?
I would just say check out our merch, thegardenstate.com. That's all it is, thegardenstate.com, or click the link in our bio to go grab our 4th of July drop. And if you're listening to this and it's been sold out, I'm going to put a little cut right here into the podcast. Hey, here's my cut. We have like 3 shirts left. You guys went crazy. So thank you so much. Go check them out.
Sounds like a plan. And I don't know. I'm really proud of this shirt. I designed it. Well, we designed together, Cho. And
I did the stars.
I just felt like, you know, it's a cool little 4th of July piece. I always like this kind of thing. Like 4th of July, people go to Old Navy and they get a shirt, right? Mm-hmm. I like a shirt you can wear for 4th of July. And you know, it's the start of us releasing a lot more merch and trying to figure out what this store could potentially look like. We want to be the official merch one-stop shop for the state of New Jersey. Your spot to go get all the stuff you want to wear. Forget these stores down the shore that sell you these weird t-shirts. We're going to be that. We're going to be one massive version of that.
And I just want to say, like, we totally changed this up from our first drop. We're now doing this locally. These shirts were printed in New Jersey.
Yeah.
We're in contact with the print shop. We've been in there. I was folding some of these shirts the other day that people are going to get.
Yep.
So yeah, we're beyond belief. I don't even know if he wants us to shout him out, but
yeah, it's all printed in Jersey, so that's a point of pride for us as well. Keeping all the money in the state. And
supporting local businesses.
Yes, sir.
And we up the quality of the type of shirt too. So
yeah, the shirts are nicer. The screen print quality is prettier than our last drop. They just feel good, and I think I'm going to keep wearing it. So with that was all I had.
All I had too, man.
Jimbo, anything?
Just thank you to our forest firefighters, keeping us safe.
Yeah, shouts out to the forest fire
For real.
workers, keeping the forests non-fiery.
How about Smokey the Bear, though?
Yo,
Like, it's not just the forest fires.
I agree. Smokey does a lot.
okay, if you could have two meet and greets, this is a game I used to play a lot.
Okay.
Two meet and greets next to each other. Smokey the Bear, right? He's at one table. And the next table over is can we cut this entire portion out?
Oh, I was so excited.
Who should I put?
Put like Bugs Bunny or something.
No.
No, here.
Some other,
It's got to be someone real.
Mark this down so Choma can cut out the part where I said, cut this out. Smokey the Bear or Hall of Fame baseball player Mark McGwire. Who's getting more people lined up at their meet and greet? Like, you could sell tickets for one day.
Smokey Bear.
You think the Smokey the Bear is going to sell more than Mark McGwire?
The Smokey.
Wow.
The real one?
Smokey is like the most internationally recognized symbol.
Exactly. So that's why I think Smokey will probably get a lot more love than Mark McGwire.
Yeah, easily.
Even though he's a legend, but Smokey is like everywhere, dude. Everyone knows who Smokey is.
Smokey was like the most successful ad campaign the United States has ever done.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's like an actual fact.
That's in writing? That's
Yep.
no way.
Yep.
The most successful.
Yep.
How do we know it's the most successful?
That's what the U.S. government says.
Only you could prevent forest fires,
See,
Jimmy.
everyone knows it.
And that's from Smokey.
Smokey Bear.
Absolute legend. We love Smokey. We salute him. If he ever wants to come onto the pod, we'd love to have Smokey on. Talk to him about some of these forest fires and how people are breaking the law.
Shouts out to Smokey. And
That's all I got. So you guys want to wrap it up?
let's wrap it up like a Christmas present. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you next week.
See you guys later.
Until then, plant a garden.
Yeah, go just eat it up, man. Yeah, you said garden and I thought food.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
See you later.
You're watching The Garden State. The Dirty Jers.